in the first juma in the month of Safar, the second month in Islamic calendar. Today, our topic today is about the rights of a worker. A worker can be a civil servant, it can be a domestical worker, it can be a company worker. Any person that is working under somebody is a worker. In Islam, Islam considers the right of all of them, that any person that not your son is not your slave. You don't have any power to misuse him. Is a contract. It's a dialogue. You have to discuss with him to an agreement for him to work for you and for you to pay him. Don't deprive the rights of anybody. The first one in Islam, if you want to employ a worker, he has to be a matured person. Islam is not supporting to employ a young boy that his strength is not strong. You don't have that power to do that work. And also, he has to agree, based on agreement. You have to agree, you explain the nature of the work that you want him to do for you, let him understand the work, and let you agree on a specific price. No force in Islam. You cannot force someone to work for you. Umar bin al-Khattab used to say, Matasta abatum nasa wa qad waladatum ummahatuhum aharara. For how long are you going to use people like slaves in Islam, while their mothers delivered them as people that have freedom? They are not slaves. You cannot misuse him. You use him like a slave. Number 3, you have to identify the nature of the work. The nature of the work. If you employ, for example, the security man in your house, let you introduce the work for him. Let him do the work for security. You cannot use him for another work. It's your security. And you ask him later to watering the flower, or to wash your car, or to press the clothes of your children. This is not part of his work. An additional work needs additional money. You have to be working on agreement. It's a cheating when you employ somebody on a different things and you give him another additional work. Maybe you may say it's within his hours. Yes, it can be within his hours, but the nature of the work can be different. If the hours are equal, he's working for you 8 hours. Yes, but you told him the nature of the work. But now you added another work on top of that one, thinking of it's the same 8 hours, but the nature of the work is different. It's different. You need to identify. Number 4, you need to know the period, the time, from what time to what time. And also the work should not be too much. Like the women are misusing the house girls in the houses because she's from the poor family. She was opportune to come and work in your house. Majority women are maltreating them anyhow. They are giving them a heavy work. They don't have time to rest. And there's no respect. Shouting, insulting. We'll come to that in our next sermon, inshallah, about how about disgracing a worker. There's a great sin on that. Don't maltreat anybody. Don't misuse anybody. He has the right to live. He has to have to consider his right. Number 5, he has to have a time that he can go for holiday. At least once in a month or 2 times a year, depending the time of where he's living or the nature of the work. You need to have time where he's free to go anywhere, to go and meet with his people. In Islam, even the wife you are married, you have to release her after 6 months, every 6 months, to go and visit her parent, to miss with her parent, her relatives, after 6 months. If you cannot afford, maximum 1 year. But many people are holding women for 2 years. Your wife didn't visit home. You have to make a provision for her after 6 months, if possible, to go and visit her parent. Is advisable in Islam. And also number 6, the worker need to know his due rights. This is on salary. This is his own benefit, that he can benefit from the work he's doing. And number 7 and last is to pay him on time. Any person that employ working for you, make sure that you pay him complete and on time. Except if he's the one that said, give me half and keep half for me. But according to Islam, you must pay a worker on a specific time that he make an agreement. The Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said in hadith, "A'atul ajira haqqahu qabla an yujiffa araqahu." Pay your worker before his sweat dry. Before his sweat dry. Make sure that when you employ even laborers in a site, they do cement work for you. They work for you in the farm. Make sure that the time of closing the work is approaching. You come with the money. You come with the money. You pay them one after the other. If possible, let him hold his money and put it in his pocket before he go and bath and put the best dress for him to go back home. Let him go and settle his family. If you don't have the money to pay your laborers on that very day, make sure that you inform them before they go into work. You don't know how some leave the house with nothing. He is expecting to get this money, then to go and buy gari for his family. And you go and disappoint him. It's not right. In Islam is considering the right of everybody. Everybody. We are all free. We have our freedom. We are not slaves. Don't misuse anybody because of his poverty as the way you are using slave. It's prohibited in Islam. May Allah guide us.